You know what's horseshit? There's not a recipe for moonshine in here. That's the thing on the Andy Griffith show that sounds the best, and they don't have that.
There should be like an appendix in the end there that just shows you how to build a still.
All like the descriptions for food in the Andy Griffith show is like, it's chicken and dumplings, and all the descriptions for moonshine are like, it'll fuck you up royally, and also it tastes like apple pie.
Yeah,
that's
this
shit I want.
cookbook should come with a Surgeon General warning. Hello and welcome to Cooking Mayberry?
Baking Mayberry.
Baking Mayberry. Welcome to Baking. We're not going to bake on this, but...
It's a good, very inaccurate pun.
Basically what we're doing right now is the episode that Dan and I are covering next week with our special guest. It's called The Pickle Story, and it's like a big deal.
It's like legendary.
Yeah, for Andy Griffith fans, it's like constantly in the top 10, and we don't understand why.
It's like the Rosetta Stone of the Andy Griffith show. Like, all the rest of the Andy Griffith show is understood through the pickle story.
I like the pickle story. I like this episode. Anyway, this episode revolves around Aunt Bee, who is normally a very good cook, making horrible pickles.
It's like her Achilles heel.
And she wants to enter them in the pickle contest, and no one has the heart to tell her that her pickles suck ass. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that I own a copy of Aunt Bee's Mayberry cookbook.
Uh-huh.
This is an actual item that I paid money for.
How much American legal tender did you pay for this?
Not a lot of American legal tender. I think I paid like $5 American legal dollars for this.
That's a single dollar more than what you should have paid.
Anyway, so this is, I think it was put together by the Andy Griffith Rerun Watchers Club. I don't really understand this. It's all like...
eventual murderers.
It's all like submitted recipes by fans, and they all have things like Hog Winslow's sausage casserole, and like, they're all southern foods that just, Opie's turn up your nose greens. And they're all like recipes that come from fans, and they just slap Andy Griffith characters on there. Some of them do come from like writers or like actors who are on the show, which I guess makes it a little more official.
Not really.
This actually contains a recipe for Aunt Bee's kerosene cucumbers. So we're making the bad cucumbers today. We're making the bad pickles.
So we're going to do a bad job at it.
Yeah, to be clear, Dan and I don't know how to make pickles.
So the question is, if you fuck up an already bad pickle recipe, an intentionally bad pickle recipe, is it going to be inedible? Or is it going to be good? Like, if we fuck up this recipe, is it going to be delicious?
You think that there's a double negative thing going on?
It might be like the Pac-Man effect, where if you go down enough, you eventually come out on top. Exactly.
Yeah. Dan, can you just go through our ingredients real quick?
Absolutely. The ingredients are cucumbers. Just cucumbers. No measurement amount.
well, the first sentence says, wash and dry enough cucumbers for 6 1-quart jars. I don't know.
You go to the grocery store and you ask like some poor attendant, like, excuse me, how many jars is this?
Yeah. How many quarts of pickle can this make? I don't know what that is, so I just sliced up 2 cucumbers.
It must be like 1 pickle per jar.
Right? No, absolutely not.
This is my least favorite part of like all cooking, is like there's inevitably one part of the recipe that's just like, and then do a handful of onions, like, and it's always like
a whisper full of salt.
Yeah, and then just add in beef.
Go in the next room and yell garlic.
Yeah,
and see what happens. Like, I do want to point out about this recipe. What I appreciate about it is that it is enough to make 6 quarts of this horrible, shitty cucumber.
Intentionally bad pickles.
Yeah, so we're not doing that. We are making 1 quart today. And I should also point out that, in case any of our audience has actually made pickles before and is worried about us, we're not doing, like, the fermenting for, like, weeks or months or whatever, the stuff that can kill you if you don't boil the jars and stuff.
No, we're cowards.
We are making refrigerator pickles. It's just going to sit in my fridge for, like, a week or so.
Yeah.
This is a clean jar.
1 bunch dill.
Well, I've got that.
6 hot peppers.
Okay,
Not like a specific kind.
Just, like...
peppers.
Just peppers.
You can really feel the love in this cookbook. 6 sliced onions.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 6 slices of onion.
I don't have onions. I did all this preparation and realized and forgot the most basic thing. So what I do have
Mayberry is bringing our fucking A game.
What I do have is, like, dried onion powder.
Yep.
Like, dried onion flakes, so I think we're gonna do that.
So, yeah, no, we're taking this intentionally shitty recipe and just kind of, like, half-assing it. 6 teaspoons whole spices.
The pickling spices I have here are some cloves, some allspice, some mustard seed, like half a stick of cinnamon, and a bunch of coriander. So
It's insane for a recipe to just have spices.
Right.
Just the things that make it taste good. Next is the part where you do flavor.
include 1 umami.
Add in the delicious. And then after that, 6 lumps of alum. Alum?
Alum. So this is alum.
Okay.
And I had to call like 5 stores to get this, and finally wound up just special ordering it. And also, when you open it up, it doesn't come in lumps, so I don't know how much we're gonna put in
This
here.
is the worst.
So alum powder, which is kind of just like dried potassium and ammonium, like bicarbonate.
That sounds like shit that goes into mustard powder.
I think people like use it for cleaning or whatnot, or did back in the Great Depression. This has a lot of uses. People do use it in pickling. People use it in preserves mostly. What you don't want to do with this, Dan, is put it in your vagina.
Cool. All right. And
Cannot stress this enough. Don't put this in your vagina.
Noted. Is there a particular reason? I mean, I try to keep most condiments away from my genitals wherever possible.
So when I googled what the fuck is alum powder for this recipe, I found out that it is an old wives' tale that you could use alum powder as a vagina retightener, like to rejuvenate this. Spoiler alert, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
What it does do is what most powders do, and dries the shit out of it. To the point where, like, you could, I guess you are tighter, but your vaginal walls rip open and you might bleed to death. So, in general...
So it's like Botoxing your vagina?
Yeah. So, in general, I don't tell the people who have vagina...
Vagina people, as they're known. The vagina folk.
I don't tell people who have vaginas what to do or don't do with them.
People of the vagina clan.
But I feel pretty confident in this one. Hey kids, listen to your Uncle Marty. Don't put alum powder in your vagina.
Is the jury still out on urethras, or... In the bottom of each jar, place a portion of the dill, 1 hot pepper, 1 clove garlic, 1 slice of onion. So, some dill.
So I have placed in some dill.
1 hot pepper.
1 hot pepper. I've got that.
We went with, is that jalapeno?
Yeah, I just went with like a jalapeno. It's the most basic bitch pepper I could think of.
I'm honestly skeptical that they would have jalapenos in Andy Griffith's America. There needs to be like a blender pepper. I mean, can we definitively say what the whitest pepper is?
Well, literally a ghost pepper is the whitest pepper.
Fuck off. 1 clove of garlic.
1 clove of garlic, just like whole.
Just in the bottom of each jar, place
it's in there.
1 clove of garlic. Should we like break it up? It doesn't specify that it should be minced or whatever.
No,
we're just putting a fucking clove of garlic.
All right, so here's the fun part. I get to just guess how much granulated like onion flakes equals a slice.
Doing it, be proud.
That looks about right. Looks like a slice.
It looks like you're doing fish food. 1 teaspoon of whole spices.
1 teaspoon of whole spices.
So did you just literally like go through your spice cabinet and were like, that looks pickle? So I guess that's the part where Aunt B typically fucks it up.
I guess so.
A small lump of alum.
I don't know what that means, so I'm just gonna use like a 1/4 teaspoon, I guess.
Wait, what about like lump of sugar? Lump of sugar. What does that always mean when they do it in like British movies? Or just all movies?
I mean, those come in actual lumps, though. I'm doing this.
How much... You would have to quantify the amount of skin that comes out of Daffy Duck's head when he asks for 1 lump or 2.
Here's the problem, right? Daffy's head is about the same size as Elmer's.
Yeah.
But is Elmer supposed to be a proportional human? Because everything I see about Elmer makes it look like he has a ridiculously sized head. Or maybe that's just the hat.
Well, okay, so in the classic Space Jam, we're comparing them to Michael Jordan.
Right, okay.
You can also use the Looney Tunes movie to compare them to
Brendan Fraser.
Fraser.
But Brendan Fraser has an unusually shaped head.
Echo, what's the body mass of Brendan Fraser? Alright, so we're taking Brendan Fraser. We're assuming that he's probably larger than me. So he would be about here.
Yeah,
so
Brendan Fraser's like 6'4".
I actually feel like Daffy Duck would probably be like the size of me.
Okay, yeah, all right. So if I bend down a little bit.
Yeah.
So if I knock on your head and like a lump appears, it's like the size of maybe my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a handful.
So like a handful of alum. So just
that's
do a fistful of alum.
Fistful of alum.
Yeah.
Just keep on sprinkling that alum in there. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Who says cooking is hard? Except me 20 minutes ago.
Stuffing these cucumbers in this jar. And it turns out I made way too many cucumbers because I can't just accurately estimate the amount.
Yeah, you can't just give up cucumbers.
What we'll do with the rest of these is give ourselves facials.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this is actually kind of nice. I see why people do this. It feels good.
In a saucepan, combine the vinegar, water, and salt. Echo, how tall is Brendan Fraser? How much does Brendan Fraser weigh? Echo, what's the body weight of Daffy Duck? I'm gonna be second guessing that alum amount the entire time. You think Tupac is still alive?
Well, I'll tell you, this doesn't smell great.
That sounds horrible. This is going to start a fire, this is going to be how we die, and this is going to serve as our last will and testament that we were trying to make pickles.
The recipe says, let the mixture come to a rolling boil, then pour into the jars and seal immediately. So you can't just pour...
I'm sorry, are you doubting the cookbook?
You can't just
the
pour
word of God?
water into a jar.
Hey, Echo, can you pour boiling water into a jar? Why do you own this thing?
Alright, so here's the thing I'm worried about. Is that, like, generally you would have boiled the jar beforehand.
Yeah.
Which we did not do.
Right. We made the active choice to not boil this jar.
Right. So I'm worried that if I pour boiling water into this jar, it's gonna, like, shatter everywhere.
We can armor ourselves.
Oh, you know what I do want to talk about? So I do have a...
So we're just blowing past my armoring ourselves to pour boiling water idea? That's fine. It's fine. I just want to confirm that we're doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, see, that's what we'll do. We'll just, like, place, like, pans over our torsos. Well, alright, so we can't hold physical... Again, this is... Yeah.
Alright, I'm pouring this.
Yeah, fuck it.
We successfully filled a jar with boiling water.
Don't pick it up with your bare hands, though.
Now I'm going to put it in this, like, lid, which I put, like, an airtight sealer on. That's hot as shit. Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to put it in my fridge. And you can tune in to our actual episode when we eat these things and see how bad they are.
Oh, my God. All right.
That's been it for Cooking Mayberry. I'm going to turn my stove on.
Bye, everybody.